Hey guys, it's Magic again. Today I just want to talk about dreams and achieving them, making your own success. So, what I've come to realize is that if I want my dreams to come true, I have to make them happen. I can't just wait for them to magically fall on my lap and everything to just work out okay. Can't wait for someone else to make them come true for me. I have to put in the work to make sure it happens. With any dream that you have, it's going to require some effort if you actually want to see it fulfilled. Going into it going, oh, well, this person's just going to hand it to me, or this is going to happen, and then it's just going to make it for me, doesn't work because no one's going to care as much about your dreams as you do, and no one's going to work to make your dreams happen like you can. So, my dreams, like to become a writer and stuff, that's not just going to happen by me just sitting here. I have to write every day or write enough to where, I can actually maybe get something published. And so I learned that if my dreams are going to happen, if they're meant to happen, then it's up to me to do it. I can't wait for some other force to suddenly just make it happen for me. Too many people think that, if I just do this or do that or I just pray, then it's going to happen. I mean, praying's a good thing if you want to do it, but it can't be the only thing you're doing. You have to put in the effort. See, I don't always. A lot of people know that for a while I was known as a pessimist, mostly because I never wanted to be disappointed. And if you're always expecting the worst thing to happen, then if something better happens, you're always surprised. But if it's bad like you thought it would be, then at least you weren't disappointed. That was at least my logic. Lately, I've been trying to have a more positive outlook on life and see the positive in every situation, even when it sucks. So, because I want to know that I have possibilities, not problems. See, focusing on problems just drives me crazy. But when I start focusing on what's possible or good things that can come from this, it makes dealing with those problems 1,000 times easier. I don't know. You should always be dreaming. You should be thinking about what you want and how to get there, but you also need to focus on a game plan to make it happen. You should always ask questions, never just accept something because somebody else told you to. Because honestly, you want to make sure that you are your own person and not just following what someone else is telling you is true. You need to make your own judgments. Because if you're always relying on what other people think, then it's very likely that you'll get discouraged because other people will try to tear you down. Just imagine how things could be if you actually achieved your goal. I feel like I've spent too much time just sitting still and not actually working towards my dream, so now I'm trying to make up for lost time. A lot of people are like that. They spend so much of their life going, oh, well, I wish this would happen, but I just don't got the time, or I want this to occur, but I can't pursue it right now. And so they're always playing catch up because when they do get the time, they're so far behind of what they wanted to achieve by that point in their life that there's really no catching up. All you can do is start from now and keep trying. Whenever now with anything new, like say I were to attempt to get a book published, or like whatever your dream is, whatever it is that you want to do, the first few times you're probably going to fail. It's just the way life is. You don't always succeed the first time. But the important thing is not to stay there. You have to get back up and keep trying and keep improving. You can't let failure knock you down and keep you down. You shouldn't let anything keep you down. You should always get back up and keep fighting for what you believe in and for what you want in your life. See, my main dream was always that I wanted to help people. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a writer and I wanted to help people. Those were the two things I wanted more than anything. So I'm pretty okay in whatever job I have as long as I can feel like I'm helping someone. Because I feel like that even if I can only help one person or I can only make one person's life better today, then I've made my impact. I've done something to influence this person's life and influence the world as a result. We have a lot more power than we think we do by the influence that we can make. That's why I'm always believe in being kind and nice, because everyone needs some of that in their life. And I just want to make an impact in a good way into this world. And, you know, if you know me, I tend to take a lot of pride in my job, whatever it is that I'm doing. Because to me, it's important that I do my best at that and that I show them that I'm doing my best. But, it's not like I just like, oh, well, I'm going to work and work and work and work. I have fun when I'm doing things that I feel are bettering me as a person or that I believe in, like helping someone. A lot of what holds us back with the time thing is that we spend so much time doing things that we just want to do, like, rather than things that we need to do. Because none of us need to sit down and watch TV. None of us need to waste time doing all the dumb things that we waste time on. But those are wants. Just like pursuing our dreams. Those are wants. But in a way, pursuing your dreams is almost a need as well. Because whereas that other stuff is kind of meaningless and you don't really need it to survive, happiness is something you need. And if your dreams are never fulfilled and you never feel like you have your purpose met, then you're never going to be truly happy. And if you're never truly happy, then you're not really living a fulfilling, meaningful existence. And that's really an awful place to be at. I mean, that's why we have so many people that are depressed, and it's just not right. So, to pursue your dreams is to increase your happiness. So in order to get out of this funk that you're in, or to feel like you are living a more fulfilled, purpose-filled life, you need to actually move into your goals and move into your dreams, rather than just go, this is how life is, I'm just going to be depressed about it. So sometimes we need to tell those meaningless wants, like the things that we waste our time on, to wait while we focus on the more important ones that'll make us feel better in our lives and improve our quality of living. Another reason why I believe in helping others and always being kind is because I feel like everyone deserves to feel valued, respected, and heard. Nobody should feel like no one cares about them, or that they're just trash, or that nobody's actually listening to them. Everybody deserves somebody to care and somebody to love them. And I'm sorry that this is shaking so much, but I do have to prop it a little bit. People always say that sometimes I'm too nice, or to the point of stupidity, or it's like I see the good in people way too much when there's really nothing there. And I'm like, there's always potential for either good or evil in every human being. That's just the nature of being human. We all have potential for good, and we all have the potential for evil. It's just a matter of what we choose. And if I can spread a little bit of love and kindness into their life, then that increases the chances that they will choose the right path. Because they'll at least know that there's someone out there who does care. Because a lot of the reason why people sink into these bad habits and these self-destructive things, or these things where they go out and hurt other people is because they want to feel better about themselves by making other people feel worse because they don't feel like anyone's really there. So if I can make them feel like somebody cares, then maybe I can change some of that. Not all. I'm only one person, but I can make an impact. However, the hardest part I have with that is my social anxiety. I have a hard time connecting with people. I'm very empathetic and I do care a lot about other people, but at the same point, I have really bad social anxiety. I don't like talking to other people. I want to be around them and I want to be close to them, but I'm also terrified of it. So it makes it really confusing and hard to deal with sometimes. When you have two conflicting desires in your mind and you can't do one without upsetting the other. One thing that I've learned with trying to become more successful is that I'm going to have to sometimes admit that I'm wrong. And it's really hard for me because like every time I mess up, every time I do something wrong, I just want to cover it up. I don't want to admit that I was wrong in it. But it's important for us to own that and know that, hey, I made a mistake this time, but just because I made a mistake doesn't mean that I am a mistake. It means that I made a mistake and I'm going to learn from it. Mistakes just tell me that I have something to improve on and that I need to try again, not give up. That is really hard though, because usually when I make a mistake I'm embarrassed. I don't want to try again, but I've started trying to talk myself into trying again a little bit sooner than I usually would be able to. So, like, one of the things that I've learned is that if I don't focus on it, that I won't do it. So, I mentioned before in a previous video that I sometimes write down what it is that I want to achieve in the day. Or, like, not what I want to achieve, my goals, like, as if they'd already happened. And I pick one of those, and I'm like, well, I'm going to make baby steps today towards this one. And that's the one that I take like an hour or two out of my day to actually try to make steps towards. Because if we aren't making steps every day towards our goals, we will never hit them. You can't hit a bar if you ain't trying to hit it. If you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. But if you want to make this thing happen, you have to take the steps to make it happen. A lot of what I've had to learn to do, though, to make sure that those hour or two happens is that sometimes my schedule gets a little crazy and I run out of time or I have to go do this or that. So I've learned how to be more flexible and find the time, because if something is truly important to you, you will find the time to make it happen. You have to have priorities and remember that you are important too. You shouldn't just live your life to make other people happy. You need to live it to make yourself happy. So I think I'll end this video here, guys. Remember, you are important. You need to set your priorities straight and make steps to achieve those goals. Alright, guys. Go out and spread the love, okay?